Hello and welcome to another video of Learn SQL. In this video, we will continue our learning from insert and we'll move to now update, delete and truncate. So let's quickly have a look at the syntax of the new statements which we are going to learn today, which is update. Update, this is the simpler version of the update, the single table update. Update, table name, set, column name and a value. And then if you want to set more than one, you can give comma, column name and values again, and where clause. Now we will learn today how to give a where clause. It's really important to have a where clause in update statement because we might want to delete or update only a set of rows. So that is why where clause is really important. Now the next one is delete. You have delete from table name, where clause. Again, if you don't want to delete all the records, then where clause is really important. Now we have a truncate statement, truncate table, table name. Now truncate is first of all a DDL. It means you will not be able to roll back once you are run truncate. So the data would be deleted. You can't roll back. In case of delete, you can roll back. Now in case of delete, you can selectively delete. You can have a where clause. You can delete whatever you want, but that's not the case with truncate. Truncate is going to remove everything. Now delete is a DML, data manipulation language command, but truncate is a DDL. Look at the syntax. Truncate table, table name. It's not like delete from or insert from, insert into or update table name. So it's a DDL command, data definition language command, and that's how the changes would be permanent kind of in nature. So let's jump onto the SQL Server Management Studio. I have already started my SQL Server and using services.msc, and I'm going to run the command. Now first thing which I'm going to tell you today is multiple inserts. So if you remember in the last video we have created this table, create table demo2 demo underscore tab underscore 2 start parenthesis id int primary key, means it should be primary key not null value, name varchar to 50 and dob date of birth date time 2. Now what we have done, we have inserted one row. Now what I want here is I want to insert multiple rows today. So, and do I need to insert again and again? So I'm going to tell you one trick which is basically going to work here to insert multiple rows. Now, but you have to remember this syntax could be a little bit different in other databases. This is going to work in SQL Server like this. So what we going to give here is insert into table name, then column name ID, and it's optional if I'm going to insert all the three of them, but let's write down ID table DOB, and then we have to write down values. What value we are going to, we cannot write down 1, we have to write down 2, then we have to write down a name, let's say Sumit, and let me write down Amit. I'll tell you why I'm doing that. Amit, and let me write down a date of birth, and date of birth I will write down a different 2018 20 1991 -01 -001. Okay, now I want to insert another row. What should I do? So what I'm going to do here is I am going to copy this part, values, comma, another set of values, comma, another set of values, comma, another set of values, and let me do this. So let me call this as 3, let me call this as 4, let me call this as 5. Okay, now I don't need to do another parenthesis. Now all the name I'm putting in, but let me do something. Let me change the dates. Not all of them born on the 1st January. Okay, so I changed certain dates, and what I've done is I'm keeping the name same. I'll tell you why I'm doing though. Let me try this multiple insert in one go. So what we are saying is insert into demo2 ID, name and date of birth, values, and then we are giving the values. What we are doing, we have written values once and we have given all the value sets. So multiple values we are trying to insert together, and we run execute, and it is able to insert the 4 rows. So it's saying 4 rows are inserted. See, I have not written 4 insert statement. I just written 4 values, set of values. Now you see all of them are correct. Let's say I want to update the name. So what I want to update, I want to update the name for the ID2 as something else. Now when you update, now let's look at the syntax. Update demo table 2. What I wanted to do, I wanted to, let's say update set name equals to Sumit. Fine. Now, if I simply run this without giving a where clause, it will update all the records. And just to showcase you what is going to happen, let me show you this. Now, let me show you, select star from this one and let me show you what has happened actually. You see all the names are Sumit, but that was not the case. I only wanted the second ID to be Sumit. So now even I need to update the name in the first row Amit, or I should remove all the records. So what I am going to do here, I anyway need to teach you the delete or truncate statement. So this time what I'm going to use, I'm going to use the truncate statement, because you know truncate can remove all the records. So truncate table demo2. So what I'm executing, truncate table demo2, and let me execute this statement. It says command completed successfully. It has not shown us what number of records has been deleted or updated. But if I see this table, there is no records. Now I need to insert all the records again. Now you have to remember, if you by mistake run an update on the production environment without any filter, you will be in trouble. All the records can get updated. Especially you should be really careful. And sometimes what I do is, unless I check I keep the first line as commented like this. And I keep on checking this where clause and everything unless I'm pretty much sure. Another time what I do is I do auto commit off. So auto commit off, right now the database is in the auto commit mode. Auto commit means the moment I'm updating, it's getting updated in the table. You might not have seen I have written a commit statement here. So what happened in auto commit mode? In auto commit mode, the transaction will get committed to the database immediately. So you can switch off the auto commit mode and then run the update, check the results and then commit it. So we will see how to do that and sub stage later. But right now, let me insert the records again. Now I insert that record again. We have learning from the last time that if we update without any where clause, we may get the wrong values. So everything is Amit, but I want the second person to be Sumit. And for the second person, I am assuming the date of birth is correct. So now I am going to write down here where ID equals to 2. It means I need to update the ID 2. So how do we write down a where clause? Where clause column name equals to 2. So column name and the value, column name and the value. And if you want to write down multiple condition, you can say and name equals to Amit. So only update ID to this. Assume there are multiple records and you only wanted to update ID to where the name is Amit. So you can give one more condition like that. Sometimes you can give over condition as per requirement. Now here the part 2 itself is a unique ID, so I don't need second condition, but just for your reference, I'm writing down that you can write down multiple conditions. So where column name equals to a condition, and if it is a number without double quotes, and the column name condition, and if because it was a varchar or the text, I have given it into the single quotes. Now let me run this statement. Now it's a one row affected. Let's see what has happened for that one row. So I got Sumit, the data for Sumit. Now I want to update 2 columns. For let us say for ID 3, even the date of birth is wrong. So let's say Ajay. And the date of birth is also wrong. So what I need to do, I need to set DOB also. Now DOB, right now what we are using a syntax which is basically a text can be by default converted into this one. Let's say 1980-05-15 is the date of birth. 5th month, 15th May 1980 is this. And now I want to update ID 3. Be careful, whatever ID you are giving, you have to give 3 this time. And I don't want to give any condition. Now, if there are multiple records, we can do that. We have to see example of multiple records. Okay. So now we are saying update this record. Okay. So now let's again check it out. Okay. Now this is fine. Now, before we go further, let's now try to delete something. So we say delete from table tab to, if I simply run this, it will delete all the records. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a where clause. And here I want to delete, let's say ID 4 and 5. Right now ID 4 and 5 name as Amit. But remember the name also, first record is also Amit. So if I right now delete Amit, it will delete 3 records. Okay. So what would happen? It will delete 3 records. And let me show you what happens. So I say name equals to Amit. And it deleted the 3 records. But I need the first record back. So let's come back and insert that. So what we are going to do is, again, we are going to insert, other than 2 and 3, we are going to insert all the records again. So I copy paste this statement and I remove this 2 and 3 and I say I am going to insert these records again. Now let's check 3 rows inserted. Let's check it. What's going to happen now? So we have copied it from the top. We just deleted the 2 records we don't want to insert. And now we got again our back to the same statement. Now I know what mistake I've done. So I want to correct that. I want to delete only 2 records. So delete ID, where ID in parenthesis 1, 2. If it is varchar, in single quotes I will keep on giving values. Or I could have, sorry, not 1, 2, 4, 5. Or I could say greater than 4, greater than equal to 4. Okay, greater than equal to 4 will also do the same job, but I am giving exact values because I want to delete these exact values. So 2 rows are deleted. Let's look what is there in our table. So our table now contains only 3 records. Now you might have asked, you are trying so many times, but you have not shown us updating multiple records. So now what we are going to do is we are going to copy this table. Demo2. And I'm going to create this table demo2. Okay. Without a primary key. And I'm going to call it as demo3. Demo3. And let me insert one more record. And now this time we can have multiple records with the same ID, isn't it? Because this is not the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to differentiate. I'll keep the date of birth different. Now, so now let me create this table. Create table demo3, demo tab 3, int ID, name varchar. There is no primary key. We can keep it not null if required. We say okay, it should not be null. So we'll say not null. So at least it should be not null. Okay. So let's create this table. Select. Now let's insert this. Now we inserted the 5 rows. Let's check what is the data. Now we have 2 rows with Amit, and I'm going to try to update table demo underscore tab 3 set name equals to Sumit where ID equals to 1. So 2 rows are affected. How many rows are affected? 2, because both of them have the same ID. And this is what happens when you have the same value, it will happen. Now, why I kept the date difference? Now I would like to have something which is unique to do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do in such cases is basically, in such case, I need to say this update statement with additional condition. Now at least I have something to differentiate between the two. So I say set name equal to, let's say, Ajay. Set name equal to Ajay where ID equals to 1 and DOB equals to 1992 -01 and here because id column also I would like to update id column because the id is duplicate, so I say id equals to 3 comma id equals to 3. So set name equals to Ajay, id equals to 3 where id equals to 1 and date of birth, and I have to ensure that only one record update in this case. So because I have this availability of uniqueness here, so I am able to do it. Now in Oracle you have something known as row ID which you can get it and can use it, but typically most of the other database will not give you some kind of internal IDs. So you need to be very careful if you are inserting duplicates record, if there is no differentiator between those. Okay, so always have a primary key column. Now we will tell you how to create an auto increment primary table in our upcoming videos. So but let's do this right now. So now it has only updated one record, and let's look at this record now. So once we executed it, updated one record, and let's look at this. So now I have 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. Now we can similarly update the names in other records, and if required, we can also delete them. Now let me show you delete all the records without any filter. I've shown you delete from demo tab 3. I'm going to remove all the records from here. And it has, see, this time it shows 5 rows affected, because in the delete it is going to show us how much rows has been deleted, not in the case of truncate. Okay, because that was a DDL, this is a DML. Okay, so select start from demo 3. Now there are no rows. Okay, so we have learned simple update, simple delete. Now what we have to do is in upcoming videos we have to see how can we delete duplicates, how can we update using another table, also how can we create an auto increment table, auto increment column where we don't have to insert the primary key. Even if you don't insert, it will automatically get inserted, the or incremented value get inserted. So I have only insert Amit and date of birth, Sumit and date of birth, and it will automatically take care of the ID. So we need to learn all those things that will be covered in upcoming videos. So keep on watching this series and let me know what else you want me to cover in this particular series. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Keep watching, keep asking questions in comments, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for new videos. Thank you.